today the FCC took important steps to assure that the U.S. has a world-leading broadband networks that are fast, fair, and open. The landmark open internet protections that we adopted today should reassure consumers, innovators, and financial markets about the broadband future of our nation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the chairman of the FCC, Tom Wheeler, speaking after the vote took place yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. And, of course, it's net neutrality. Sounds great. His description of it sounds wonderful. But not everybody's on board with that, and not everybody on the commission is on board with that, including our next guest, as we welcome back the FCC commissioner appointed by President Obama, Ajit Pai. Hello, sir.
Hello. Good to be with you again.
Well, always good to talk to you. Okay. What does the vote that was taken, the passing of this net neutrality, what does it mean for us and the Internet?
It means that starting yesterday, instead of the Internet being governed by engineers and technologists and innovators, it's going to be governed by lawyers, bureaucrats, and politicians. It's a massive shift toward government control of how the Internet works, and nobody knows exactly how this brave new world is going to play out. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be bad for American consumers and entrepreneurs going forward.
All right. Now, I mean, right along, we've been doing, I would assume most people would say, fine. Wasn't there a Clinton-era bipartisan way to regulate the Internet or to look at the Internet? Explain what was agreed to previously, what we've been living under, and why you believe this this change.
During the Clinton administration, a decision was made with President Clinton and the Republican Congress that the Internet should thrive free from government regulation. And they believed it so strongly that they actually put it into law. That has served us well over Republican and Democratic administrations ever since. And as a result, as you pointed out, the U.S. is the envy of the world when it comes to online innovation and the Internet economy. Why we would throw that away to insert the government into what has heretofore been a pretty effective marketplace is beyond me. It's just a political power grab from Washington that, again, is just going to raise consumers' broadband bills, reduce the speeds they get, and lower competition in the marketplace.
Now, last time we talked, you were talking about unprecedented, I don't want to put words in your mouth, interference or regulation from the executive branch, from the president. Do you feel that this net neutrality business that was passed by your commission yesterday is a direct result of the influence of the President of the United States?
Oh, there's no question. I think if you look at some of the reports, it was pretty clear that the White House was casting about for a political issue after the November elections, and they settled on net neutrality. The President's announcement dramatically changed where the FCC was heading, and dutifully the FCC implemented the President's plan. Now, I would note that I've gotten a decent amount of criticism for calling it President Obama's plan, but today, if you look at the Democratic National Committee website, they brag about the fact that, quote, the FCC just approved President Obama's plan for Internet regulation. Well, I mean, I think, you know, when even the political party that inspired it is taking credit for it, we have to call it what it is, which is a presidential plan to regulate the Internet.
And regulate, I mean, your commission is involved with, you know, what you talked about, with treating the companies more like utilities and phone companies, and there's all kinds of ramifications. For instance, if you want to watch movies on Netflix, how's that going to affect people?
Exactly, and so what is important to realize is that there is no problem with the Internet today. People who want to watch Netflix, can watch it. There's no systemic problem that consumers have that needs to be solved by the FCC. To the contrary, what's going to happen over the next couple of months is the FCC, by calling broadband a telephone service, is going to subject broadband to new taxes and fees that consumers are going to have to pay. Some of the smaller providers who don't have the wherewithal to comply with these regulations might go out of business or increase their costs, the costs that are passed on. It's just going to be bad all around for, I think, everyone who's involved in the Internet.
Now, first of all, before I ask you about the FEC and they have more balance on the commission, and we spoke to Commissioner Goodman the other day. But I want to ask you about this what was passed by you guys. Is this going to actually take effect? There are going to be plenty of lawsuits, I would imagine. So Is it in effect right now, pending the filing of a lawsuit, or how is it working?
No, so right now the FCC still has not released the plan. It will be, once it is released, it will be published in the Federal Register, and then outside parties have a period of time, typically 60 days, to challenge it in court. And I think what we've heard is that a number of people who know of the broad brushstrokes of the plan are going to sue. And I think I'm pretty confident that once people are able to see the full details, as I have been able to, they're going to come out of the woodwork to challenge this, because this is really crossing the Rubicon in terms of government involvement in internet regulation.
Well, why do they not put everything out there first and let the people see it before you guys vote on it? Why not hold public hearings on it or give people a chance to weigh in first?
I've been making this argument for months. Back in the fall of 2014, I argued that we should have an open public hearing where we could invite people to speak, and any member of the public could ask a question. Unfortunately, FCC leadership rejected that, so I held my own hearing in Texas, where I heard from a variety of different Americans. Similarly, when the chairman circulated this plan to us on February 5th, I said we need to be able to share this with the American people, and I tweeted out a picture of me holding the plan. And the fact that that tweet went viral, I think, speaks to the fact that the average person, regardless of politics, even if they support the president's plan, they still wanted to see what was in it before the FCC adopted it, and I don't think that's too much to ask.
It's kind of the Nancy Pelosi philosophy with health care. You have to pass it before you can see what's in it. Finally, we have less than a minute. I know it's not your commission, but do you have a sense of relief that they have a balance on that commission? Because then we're talking about, and the Commissioner Goodman told us all about the possible limitations on political speech, political blogging, etc.
Well, I do take some comfort in the fact that it's evenly divided, but I think it is nonetheless extremely concerning. One of the bedrock principles of our society is the free speech, and the online platform has been so important for voices that previously were either silenced or didn't get adequate exposure. And the notion that there's even one person at the FEC who thinks that online political speech should be regulated, I think is dangerous. And I think it signifies the fact that the constitutional guarantee under the First Amendment is not just a piece of paper. It's got to be a cultural commitment, and it's going to be important for people who support open online political speech to really speak out, because if you don't, bureaucrats might for you.
Commissioner, thank you so much. It's good to speak to you. Have a great weekend.
Likewise, you too.
Thank you. All right, folks, the Malzberg panel's next. We'll speak about this and much more. Don't go away.